After years as a stylist at Ralph Lauren, Carson Kressley's vivacious personality won our hearts on the groundbreaking Bravo series, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Since then, this Emmy winner has landed memorable spots on iconic shows like Celebrity Apprentice and Dancing with the Stars. Carson is also the best-selling author of multiple books on style and inspiration. At SCAD, he's imparted his media expertise to our students at ATV Fest and the Savannah Film Festival. Now Carson returns to SCAD to share his foremost passion, horses.
So which came first, Carson, your love of horses or fashion?
They were probably simultaneous. I grew up outside of Allentown, Pennsylvania, which is not a very fashion-forward community. We were practically Amish, but it was the 70s, and I had a very fashionable mom. She had like gowns that looked like Bob Mackie, and I was like, wait, we own a gas station in Allentown. How is this happening? And simultaneously, my grandparents were in the horse business, and they had one of the largest Shetland pony farms in the United States. And then when you grow up with lots of ponies, the first thing you want when you're about 10 is like, could I please get a horse?
Yeah.
Because that seems cooler.
Yeah. It's a little more grown up. What do you think you've learned for your later profession from showing horses?
Things that I've learned, attention to detail. I mean, if you are showing horses, you've got to make sure that like every hair is in place, that every hoof is shiny and polished. You have to be empathetic. You can't have a temper. Yeah, discipline, hard work, dedication, all things that you learn from doing this.
The equestrian lifestyle extends to some of fashion's most iconic designers, including footwear, jewelry, and home decor, from such names as Ralph Lauren, Hermes, and Gucci. Nowhere is that more evident than in Carson's own home.
I just think the whole equestrian aesthetic, it's one of the classic design themes that's universal, and I think it's always incredibly tasteful. I obviously gravitated because I love all things horsey, and even my home looks like an equestrian theme park. Like I have like a trash can with a horseshoe on it and shower curtain with a screen printed horse, and my friends are like, okay, you need to like get out of the house more. It's such a rich design inspiration. What's more beautiful than an Hermes scarf? And you know, Ralph Lauren, where I worked for a long time, does the most beautiful riding pant, or a great, blazer that has horses on it, or pillows from their home collection. So
that's right, in this fashion and home. Did you design your own home?
I did, yeah. I have an apartment in New York City, and I call that Kentucky Regency. When my friends, they're like, you have a lot of horsey things, but also a lot of mirrors. I coined the phrase Kentucky Regency.
A little bling is all right.
Yeah, it's definitely grounded by horsey tweeds and browns and grays. It's just something to feed my eBay addiction. It gives it focus. The horse world is a lifestyle, really. Yes. You live and breathe it, and you have to because it's such a commitment. And I think there's no other sport, too, where you rely on such a partnership.
Exactly.
I mean, you are literally like putting your life in the hands of this 2,000-pound animal, but that's what makes it so fantastic.
But you've won the world championship yourself.
I've won a couple world championships, yeah. I show saddlebred horses primarily. You find a once-in-a-lifetime horse, and I'll never have another one. It's the only thing that can possibly like make me cry and give me goosebumps. Yeah. I had never dreamed of like winning an Emmy. Which I'm like,
which you did.
I did, who knew? I never dreamed about all those things, winning an Emmy, being on TV, but I always, since I was like 6 years old, dreamt about winning a blue ribbon at the World Championship Horse Show.
Wow.
And then that moment when they like say your name like 17, 18, that was the closest I've ever come to totally losing it.
Well, you had to work so hard to get to that point. You can't
I did, yes.
You can't even be in that competition without having won and day in and day out, given your attention to
Yes.
it. Could we talk about television a little bit?
I was very lucky. I was working for Ralph Lauren. One of my photo producers said, hey, I heard about this show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. You should try out. They're looking for like a real live, like person who's an expert in the fashion business. We made a pilot in Boston in 2002. We don't hear anything for a year. And then they call back and they said, NBC and Bravo like this show so much, they're gonna go right to series. You need to quit your job. And I was like, do you have dental insurance? I was like, I have very problematic teeth. So we started making the show, and it had blown up, and we were doing the Jay Leno show, and we're on Ellen, and then we win an Emmy. And the reason why I was successful, I think, is because I was just doing what I knew how to do, which was style people, make them look their very best, which in turn made them feel their very best. And that turned into like this cottage industry for me. But really for me, like the whole makeover process, it's whatever that person needs. And sometimes people need to remove things, sometimes people need to add things. The final package isn't about stuff, it's about a feeling, and that the right mix of how you dress and accessorize just makes you feel like you're operating at 110% instead of at 75%.
That's what we all need.
And then I was on Dancing with the Stars, and lots of stuff for Oprah.
Did you dance before?
No, God, no. Only in nightclubs with the help of my friend Vodka Tonic. I was terrible.
What was your best dance, though?
The very first dance I did to moves like Jagger, I did a cha-cha. I didn't think it was any good at all, but it had lots of personality. I didn't hear any of the music. I had no idea. I was just like, do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do this.
Well, did you at least get to design your costume?
I did,
You did?
that was the best part. And I was like, I got this. And I literally came in with like tear sheets and fabric swatches.
So your new book that I'm looking forward to, tell me about it.
It is called, Does This Book Make My Butt Look Big? I wanted to do a humorous look at fashion and getting dressed. And I think so many women associate getting dressed in the morning with a stressful experience.
Yes.
And I wanted it to be fun. Clothing is supposed to be joyful and exciting and fun.
Tell me how.
I think it's about simplifying. First step is like starting with a palette of things that work and fit and make you feel amazing. And it's very real information. I'm not telling women that they need to like go online and buy a vintage like Chanel catsuit. I'm saying like, here's how you can look great picking your kids up at soccer practice. I call it carpool couture because I think everybody has the potential to look and feel great, and it's about personalizing it for your lifestyle. My job is to say, you know what, don't compare yourself to other people. Let's just be the best version of yourself. You don't have to be perfect to be beautiful.
Give me just 2 go-to outfits so I don't have to do that flurry in the morning.
Oh, that thing? Well, I think you're doing one of them now. And in the book, I talk about like the power of color, and color is so great and can release endorphins and make you feel great and make your complexion look better. But the other flip side of that is the power of wearing all black. It's so easy. And it's another thing I talk about in the book, which is having your go-to uniform. If you have your go-to silhouette and your go-to colors with some great accessories, it makes getting dressed in the morning so easy.
So I've heard you say that you're really Southern at heart.
I am.
And here we are.
I think I'm getting an accent, y'all.
I think so.
I think it's just the magnolias in the air. I'm a big believer in like reincarnation or something. And I think I must have lived here in the South before because it's very comfortable for me. I was walking around last night and I had my coffee in my hand and I was walking through Pulaski Square and there were people sitting there holding their dog and I said, hey y'all, it feels right to me.
Carson, thank you so much for being here back at SCAD.
I love being at SCAD.
Your second home. We love you here.
I'm never leaving. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. All right. Oh, I'm just gonna. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna buy just a couple of things I need. Okay, bye.